I think one thing that everybody involved needs to consider is what the moment really means.
I, Lyndon Baines Johnson, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
The job we were given, that I was given to chair about a year ago, was not to plan President Trump's inauguration, but plan the inauguration. And so you don't know until 10 months or so into that effort, 10 or 11 months into that effort, who's going to be sworn in. But most everything is in place and the same. No matter who's about to become president, there are only a couple of things left for the president's preference once they've been elected.
What do you find to be the most important aspect of your role as chairman of the committee?
Among other things, on the platform itself, you have virtually almost every member of the Congress, most of the Supreme Court, the president-elect, the vice president, and the new cabinet. And so you've got the three constitutional elements of our government coming together and outside. And security, I think, in every inaugural since 9/11 at least, and maybe even before that, but certainly since 9/11, every 4 years, I think there's even more focus on how do you have security. And my goal has been for people that are there when they leave to feel like they had all the freedom that you could possibly have and still have all the security that you would want to be there.
We did have a divisive campaign this time around. Do you have any concerns about that playing into security?
I don't think there are any particular concerns because of the election itself. And people want to be there and demonstrate and protest. There are areas for that. That's a significant part of our democracy. The Adams-Jefferson election was by any standard at least as rancorous as the one we just had, and I think you could argue easily it was even more rancorous, so much so that Adams didn't even go. But it was a moment, where Jefferson, the Republican candidate, in a time when there were Federalists and Republicans, said at his inauguration, "We are all Republicans, we are all Federalists." In other words, this is a moment when everybody can, should, and hopefully will come together and think about the importance of what it means to be a democracy.
What's the most memorable aspect of the inauguration?
The moment to me that I think is always the most poignant and the most focusing is the minute the new president takes the oath of office, realizing that responsibility, but I always have found myself looking at the president who is suddenly no longer responsible for everything that they were responsible for up until that very minute. And sort of thinking about the emotions of those two people at that time, up until the minute the other person takes the oath of office. If a decision has to be made, you have to make it. And then suddenly the only thing you really have to do is leave the building.
In the eyes of many in the world, this every 4-year ceremony we accept as normal is nothing less than a miracle.
Now, how could you be both commonplace and miraculous? But really it is. We've done this longer, the peaceful transition of power, than any other democracy in the world. And we've done it enough that it seems like it obviously and always would happen, but it's a great symbol all over the world of what happens when democracy really works.